You want to talk about the Falcons with Kirk Cousins, bro?
Oh, how you feeling about him, bro? To be honest, the Falcons with Kirk Cousins to me seem insane. Like I think we're kind of underestimating how big of an addition Kirk Cousins was and how big of an addition Zach Robinson was, offensive coordinator was from the Rams. Like getting that kind of system for Atlanta on that track of a field that they have, not to mention the whack ass division that they play in. Yo, the Falcons, they got a cake schedule too. I can see them like Vegas has them at 9.5 wins. I got the Falcons winning like 12 games next year. 12-5.
12 is insane.
12 is insane, but
12-5.
If Kirk is healthy, Bijan's about to have a fucking crazy year. Bijan is going to have a fucking crazy year. And they're talking about moving Kyle Pitts to receiver. So we get Kyle Pitts and big ass Drake London out there at receiver. Both of those two playing receiver. This team is going to be insane. They got Darnell Mooney, who's been kind of outcast now from the Bears. So as a deep threat, they got speed at the receiving game at slot with Rondale Moore. Like they got all the weapons. This team could be fucking crazy good offensively next year if Kirk Cousins is right. I think that's why they got Michael Penix, just in case.
Well, I think Kirk Cousins is still right. I think he's a high IQ quarterback where, you know, he knows what he's supposed to do, right? He's going to hit the reads that he's supposed to. He's going to hit the windows that he's supposed to. And like, that's what they needed last year. But even then, they also needed some better coaching because that coach was freaking terrible.
Arthur Smith, yeah.
Arthur Smith was one of the worst coaches I've ever seen. But they got rid of him and everything. So this is, I'm not going to lie. Like, this is, I agree. I think the offense is going to be great. I'm not sure about 12 wins because I'm not sure, especially with some of the teams they're going up against. The Eagles, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers twice, the Cowboys. Like you have 5 games right there. Yeah, you have those like 5 games right there. I'm thinking they're going to lose, and then they would have to win all the games that they're supposed to. It's kind of unrealistic with anybody, right? So I think
they're going to get one of those wins, though. One of those games that you just said, or 2 of those games, they're going to upset one of those teams too. So even if they're not favored in those games, their schedule is light. And like I said, I know you're not really worried about Kirk, but a lot of people are probably worried about that Achilles, like coming back from that. And if he has the same type of arm strength, if he's able to deliver the ball the same way. So I'm always getting older. I'm not really worried about Kirk because if Kirk proved last year, like that offense hums when he's going, he can move that ball. And it's the same offense that he was with in Minnesota under Kevin O'Connell. It's the McVay tree. So things are going to be wheels up, man. Raheem Morris, great coach too. Like they have the setup right now to surprise a lot. Like I think they're going to be one of the top 3 teams in the NFC when it's all said and done this year.
But even then, even if it's not the same, they're going to be running the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
like they're going to be running balls. So they don't even have to be nothing crazy. He just got to not fuck up because Bijan and maybe if they implement him more, Tyler Algier is just going to be taking on the workload and then helping him out and make it easier for him. He don't need to be doing nothing crazy. He just got to not fuck up.
For everything that Arthur Smith didn't do with Bijan Robinson last year, if the way that they're talking about using him this year, if he stays healthy all 17 games, we might see like 20 touchdowns out of this kid. We might see like 1,500 to 1,800 yards rushing out of this kid. Bijan's going to have a fucking special year this year.
And Kyle Pitts is actually going to get the ball now. Oh, my God. We've been waiting for this ever since he's been drafted.
Not just him. Drake London, too.
Bro, they're finally going to get the ball. So we'll see, man. I do like the offense and what they'll look like. We'll see. I like it. 12 wins.
A lot of weapons, bro. 12 wins. 12-5.
12 wins is OD for me, but 9.5. I like
taking over.
Yeah, I may take that. I'm not going to hold you, man. Hey, you have anything else you want to touch on before
Nah, man. Today was a good episode, man. I want to try to start implementing maybe next week. We can get it like one player towards the end of the show or something. We could do it now. One player, either new or old, like kind of versus each other for a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I like hearing about old players. You know what I'm saying?
Patrick Mahomes or Terry Bradshaw?
Oh, it's Mahomes.
I'm playing.
All right, I got one for you. The last time we talked about like Gronk and Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
What is your opinion on these 2 players? Calvin Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald. Who you got?
Oh, Johnson, easy. Yeah. Like, if you want to say career, then you said this with Gronk. If you want to say career, then probably is going to be Larry Fitz, because the longevity and everything and the consistency. But especially in their prime, And even that short time of Calvin Johnson playing, like he barely had any bad seasons. The only time when he did have a bad season when he was hurt. But one of the freakiest of athletes we've ever seen touch the football field. His catching ability, his just supernatural figure is just insane. The things that he was able to do on the football field was one of the craziest things I've ever seen on my lifetime. I'm ashamed he was having to do that on a Lions crew. Literally having people having to dedicate 2 cornerbacks just to cover him. Like it was that bad. They had to line up right next to him at the same time. Nah, bro. The things Calvin Johnson did, his ball tracking ability, his ability to catch it in traffic with 2 or 3 defenders on him, underrated route runner. Bro, that man was just a freak of nature, bro.
I didn't think we was going to get a Glaze-a-thon. I didn't think we was going to get a Glaze-a-thon, but that happened. Hey, yo.
Put that glaze all over, man.
Yo, I'm gonna be real. Like, even Calvin's career, I'm taking that over Larry Fitzgerald too. Longevity don't even matter when it comes when
Really?
Calvin did what he did in that short period of time. I don't even care about the longevity at that point. To me, there's an argument that if there was any receiver in the league I would take, it'd be Calvin Johnson. Like, Calvin Johnson is probably the best receiver of all time, even over my guy Jerry.
I agree, bro. I'm not gonna hold you because you can't teach the things Calvin had. You can't. Like, it's like you have it or you don't, bro.
The size, just the ability overall. And you want to talk about maybe Jerry had the route running, that's fine. But like Calvin, you put Calvin on any other team, like you mentioned, outside of Detroit, like he was paired with Matthew Stafford, who force-fed him the ball. But you get Calvin Johnson on a winning football team, we might have saw something even crazier out of him because he stopped competing. He was like, man, my foot, I couldn't compete no longer. That's what happened. And at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, Calvin Johnson on the field was literally invincible. There was nobody that could stop him. Not one corner, not 2 corners like you mentioned. There was no stopping him. So you take that or you take Jerry Rice, who essentially you couldn't guard for for most of the time with the Niners, right? Mm-hmm. But he didn't have the size. In today's game, he didn't have this. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, you talking about Larry?
No, I was talking about Jerry.
Jerry Rice, yeah, he's definitely like smaller, especially compared to Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if I'm seeing Cooper Kupp dominate, there's no reason for me not to think that Jerry Rice could dominate. You feel me? So
yeah.
I think
Jerry would have dominated.
Exactly. But compared to Megatron, think about this. Like, Megatron retired after a year where he had 1,200 yards. And 1,200, you know what the crazy part is? 1,200 yards was a down year for Megatron.
That was light.
Like, when he had 1,200 yards, he was like, dang, bro, like, that's all you gave me? 1,200 yards and 9 TDs, man. I remember fantasy because I was really playing fantasy at that time. I was like, dang, Megatron, this is good, but I wanted that like 2011 or like 2013, you know? Like, I'm used to 2008. Bro, you giving me 2 double-digit. Yo, he had 4 double-digit. No, he had 4 12 TD and above seasons 4 times in his short career. And every other year, bro, he's giving you like 9 or 8 TD seasons along with 1,200 to 1,000 yards, bro. This man, bro, you can't teach that shit.
And the thing was, it wasn't like, oh, you know, you needed to run a certain type of offense. Like, you didn't have to run the West Coast offense. You could just chuck it up. Literally, you could just chuck it up to Calvin. He would go get it.
Backyard
if it was a
football
route, if it was over the middle, if it was a deep ball, if it was a fade, like it didn't matter what you threw to Calvin. He was coming down with it. 3 defenders, like, that's crazy to have 2 of your biggest highlights are over 3 defenders against the Cincinnati Bengals and against the Dallas Cowboys both. Two, it's over 3 players. You can't stop that shit. That's just like, you can't teach it. You can't implicate. There's no other receiver in the history of the NFL outside of maybe, if you want to say Randy Moss, maybe that was doing it like Calvin Johnson was doing.
Thing with Randy, though, which is kind of the separator, is the speed factor. Like, Moss had crazy hands too, but Moss was also fast as shit. So, like, that breakaway speed he would have would be killing. Megatron, it didn't matter. He could break away, but even if they're on him, like you said, it doesn't matter. Matthew Stafford's like, fuck it. He's going to catch it anyway. I'm going to just chuck that thing up to him, right? And it's crazy how some of your highlights are literally just them showing film of 2 defenders on you at the line.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, you can't, like you said, bro, like, to me, like, if I got to pick a game, fuck Jerry, fuck Randy, fuck T.O. I'm picking Megatron, bro.
T.O.'s my guy. Watch your mouth.
I love T.O. too. I love T.O. Like, I think he got crazy disrespected.
Yeah.
But Megatron, bro, There's not, bro. Like you said, I could play backyard football with him. It doesn't matter.
No matter the offense, no matter the situation, no matter the quarterback. Give me Calvin Johnson, bro. GOAT receiver of all time. He's not the GOAT, though. He's not the GOAT. Jerry's the GOAT. Let me watch my mouth. I'm doing too much slick talking with this Niner hat in my background. I was too much slick talking on Jerry. I'm gonna admit that. All right. Calvin. Calvin, the best receiver. If I had to take one receiver, best receiver.
Nah, bro. He had 1,900 yards, bro, with Matthew Stafford, and that's not Joe Montana, man. That shit's insane.
That ain't Joe.
You got me reminiscing right now. I want to watch some Calvin Johnson. I'm not gonna hold you.